Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Quick Benjamin, or you can call me Google Gadget. And if today is your first time on this channel, I'd like you to subscribe, like, and also share this video so that other people can get to see this video. Okay, today I'm going to take you through a training that I'm attending. It is a CCTV camera installation training. Yesterday we did the fire alarm training. It was awesome, and today we are going to take us through the CCTV part, and I promise you to give you all that will be happening over there, so stay tuned.
But after the presentation we do a practical session on the analog section. So first of all, I'll introduce myself and then my company, and then from there we'll start off with the CCTV. So High Vision is an OEM company. The OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. So we are into electronic security. We produce electronic security products as well as both hardware and software. So High Vision is headquartered in Anju, China. Now, the company was formed in the year 2001, but it wasn't up until 2007 that we started the production of cameras and all that. So the years in between was just for research purposes and then gather more personnel and knowledge from the industry. Now over the years, IBC does not only produce the hardware, but also provide software. In fact, we invest a lot in our R&D development, so that you can have your CCTV. Can we all see?
Now it's good.
Now it's good. Can we all see? No. Go up. Cannot go up.
I believe that. I believe you cannot read off. I know we listen to you.
When you listen, yeah. All right. So, High Vision now has become a complete AIoT solution provider. AIoT simply is a combination of AI and then IoT. So we know AI. AI is just the programming of this computer hardware to do some special functions like artificial intelligence. And then IoT, which is the Internet of Things. This is a function that is continually being upgraded and then improved in technology, or let me just say electronic security, such that you can sit somewhere in town and then control a device in your house. That is the IoT for you. So along the line, I believe everything. So moving on in the future, very soon we'll be having a lot of these devices, and then automation is also on the rise. So some of these things are very important because AIoT provides the solution for you to, let's say, integrate your CCTV systems, access control systems, all your electronic security systems, even with your automation, and then automate them to do some specific functions for you. So we'll move on. So this is the global coverage of High Vision. Now, High Vision being number one in the world, we are technically in every corner of the world. So in Ghana here, we have a technical team, which includes myself and my other colleagues. So we are here in Ghana to support you during your projects. Whenever you have big projects, or no matter how small the project is, all your technical challenges, we are here to support you. Then, like I said, it's a complete AIoT solutions provider. So these are some of the devices that you combine to achieve that AIoT functionality for you. So over here, these are the end user softwares. Now we have the High Connect for the end user. Those of us who are new to CCTV. Like after you finish setting up the system for your client, it is this software that you install on your client's phone that they can use to monitor their system. So that when they are away, they can see their CCTV cameras. When they are away, they can use this software to integrate to control the access control doors and all our electronic security devices. Now the High Partner Pro, this one is for the installer. Right, so installers like us are supposed to have to help us a lot on the floor. Is there somebody here who is not new to CCTV? Who is not new to CCTV? Yeah, really you installing or? No. So those who are not new, let me see. Or people are hiding.
The question that you're fine.
So they are my tears. So they are my tears for the class.
Your question. There's a more
Yeah, go on, we
Okay. You are new. But there are some guys who are not new, so I know them. I know my boss already. I've met him before. So if he says he's new, I'll not understand. Okay. So today we'll all be installing. So I believe they told you yesterday that you have to install the iPad now. So do we all have it? We created our account. Have we authenticated our company? Not yet. Okay. So today we'll be going through the authentication process. And then I have some souvenirs here for everybody. So once we are done authenticating and then doing everything on the iPad now, then you pick your souvenirs. Then I have some official checks here. These are for those who will contribute in class. So, the one question you answer. So these are two official checks. When you are going to send out your contract with this, I believe to pay the report. Okay, so let's go on. So what we have right here, we host trainings such as this, and then we call it Ghana Spark Program. So for people who are new in the industry, to come and then get some knowledge on electronic security. And then that's why we do the practical session as well. To give you the basic knowledge before you go out there. And then we also have our platform there for you. So that when you go, you face any challenge, you just put it across and then we'll assist you. So I spoke about myself already, but this is myself. I'm one of the technical engineers at Troubleshoot Ghana. So myself and then I have some other colleagues who are technical engineers. So today, my managers will be coming around. When they come, I'll introduce them to you and then you see them. But I already spoke about the agenda for today, right? So we'll talk about the products introduction, CCTV products introduction. Then we will not take the theory test. Then we'll go for lunch, come back, we'll do a practical session, and then we'll take our certificate. Okay, so now let's start with the certificate. Going on, whilst I'm doing the presentation, if you have any questions, you can just put that across. You can ask, just use your hand and ask. Okay, shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So CCTV. First question. So CCTV, who can tell me what it is basically mean? What CCTV is? Okay, what?
Closed circuit television.
Closed circuit television, okay. Any more definition? That's supposed to be what? Nobody else. CCTV. Oh, let me go one on you. What did you use the system to achieve?
To monitor your property or your house.
To monitor your premises, your property. Okay.
Video surveillance. Video surveillance of your property or area.
Okay, property area. Okay. To ensure security. Okay.
And what I know is that it can be wired or wireless.
And the wire or wireless. That's also very cool.
That's how it's really black. That's why.
Even in your house. Okay. Very, very cool. Just a moment. Okay. Sorry. So today we'll talk about some of the spotlight features of our high vision CCTV system. Some of the new features that we've added to our system. Even though we are new, I'll walk you through it. Then from there we'll have a discussion on IP CCTV and then analog CCTV. Then we'll talk about the kits and then some accessories that you use to achieve your CCTV system. So let's go on. So these are some of the new spotlight features in our CCTV system. And then we'll go into them one by one. Don't worry. So on the attendance sheet, there is a question for email. Please make sure your email is there. So after today's session, when I go home, I can send you the slide. I'll give you your email. Alright. So what's this video? Then we'll continue. So what does it look like in here? He's praying.
It's cool.
Now go to the top.
This is some praying or crying.
He's praying or crying. Can you see now? So initially he was proposing, but he thought he was praying, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is just telling you, this is just a presentation of the advancement of CCTV from the initial days to now, and then some of the new technologies that are coming.
Black and white to color.
Okay. So that video is just a presentation on the color view technology. This technology. The color view technology. Yes. Now, for those of us who have been to CCTV for a long time, even those of us who have not been to CCTV, we've seen a monitor display CCTV camera before, right?
Yeah.
So in the night, how is the view? How is the video? Is it colored or is it black and white?
Black and white.
Black and white. Okay. So black and white. So now the black and white cameras are the initial cameras. When CCTV started, the cameras had infrared light. But you see this one has a white light over it. Right? Initially the cameras were not having this white light. So they had an infrared light. So in the dark, the infrared now gives you black and white images in the dark. Now that technology has been improved. This is what the color view technology that is here. Now there is a white light over here. And in the dark, this white light will come to make the camera gain more light from the background. Now after it has come, it uses the white light technology to give colorful images at night. That's the white light technology. Then that white light, that colorful images at night has been improved. Again, let's just say colorful images version 2.0. Right? And then they are calling this colorful. Now with this, in photography, if you go and see your photographer, and then he's about to take a picture, sometimes he has been adjusting the lens, right, to get the quality of the picture. So with the lens, the wider the lens, it picks up more light and then it increases the quality of picture or images. So now these cameras are also using that technology. So they are using this F1.0 super aperture. So you can see the lens over here is wider than this one. So this one picks up more light and then it gives you clearer images at night. So going on in this industry, the cameras that are on the market, we have the IR ones, which will give you black and white images in the night. Right? IR. Then we have the white light. Can we all see? Or is it too small? We have it. Yeah, okay. So white light gives you colorful images at night, which is this one. Example like this one. Then we have the color. Now this one also gives you colorful images, but better than this one. It's better than the first one. So these are all some things that you need to factor in when you are doing your estimate or cost before you go and do the main work. Okay. Now it also uses 3D DNA.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For this white color, we need to use the camera. For how the distance, how long does it cover?
That's a very good question. So you comment up to 30 meters in the dark. up to 30 meters in the car. So there are some specialized cameras that can also come out. So today we'll look at some of them. So DNR. Anybody has an idea what DNR is? This one says, digital. Let's go.
It is dynamic.
Since we are all, whoever gets that one right, let's go. DNR.
Digital network resolution.
No. DNR. This one. Can we all see from the back? Window is small. Digital noise. 3D.
It is dynamic something.
Receiver. Okay, right.
I'll take my shirt away.
Internet receiver. Internet receiver.
It will be internet check receiver.
Digital noise reduction. We are only one shirt. So digital noise reduction. Right? So digital noise reduction, it reduces the noise in the video, so it makes the image better. And then we have the WDR, which is wide dynamic range. Now this guy is an important function that most of the CCTV installers don't know. So pay attention to this. It will help you, beat a lot of them on the market. Now this function helps you to make your images better. For example, if we should install a camera over there, right, and then it's watching this one, and then you go and see it on the monitor right now, you will see that the windows, especially when the sun goes to that side and then the sunlight is entering the room from here, the windows will now be very, very bright. And then some regions of the room will be very dark. Now this thing happens a lot in our CCTV installations. That's why this function is there, but most people don't know about it. So when you enable this function, what it does is that it reduces the light coming in from the window and then brightens the darker spots for you. So it balances the light in the video or the image and makes everything clear for you. So this function is very, very important. Wide dynamic window. Wide dynamic window.
Range.
Yes. Any questions? I'm moving on. Go on. Okay. So this is just an illustration of the colorful image and then the black and white. So you see on my left side is black and white, and then on my right side is colorful. Now there's a new technology in our high vision system that we call the smart hybrid light technology. This one. The smart hybrid light technology.
Now
this technology gives you the option to switch between infrared and then the white light. So even though now the new cameras that are coming have white light, they also have that infrared functionality. For example, you can install this camera in somebody's home, and then when they are watching TV and then they turn off the light, the white light on, right? And then people in the hall will find that to be bothering them. So you can have, that's why these cameras all have the option for you to switch between the black and white and the white light. So now the smart hybrid light mode allows you to switch between them based on motion detection. So whilst we are in this room and then we install the camera there's nobody in the room. And the place is dark, it will be showing black and white. Because there is no content to capture. Right? And then it will also save storage space for you. Now when you open the door and then you walk inside the room, then the white light of the camera will come. Now change the video to colorful image, and then it will record colorful image, color images. As long as you are in the field of view of the camera. Once you leave, then it changes to black and white. Now that's what the smart hybrid light technology is all about. So it has 3 supplemental lighting modes, around the white light and the smart. So you can set it so that at all times in the dark, it will show you black and white. Also, you can set it at all times in the dark, it will show you color. And then you can switch between the two based on motion detection. Right? So when it detects a human or vehicle. So if your cat walks by, it will not on because it is classified as unexpected.
What effect do we have on the colorful mode?
What effect? You mean negative effect or positive effect?
What losses?
What losses? Okay. So some of the negative effects is that it will consume more storage space, like I said. So since it's taking color video, then it will require more storage to store it. And then sometimes it consumes more power as well. More power. But the power you don't need to worry about it. Because in CCTV systems, 12 volts, 1 amp is enough for the camera. Whether this light is coming on or not. It's enough for it. So there are some special cameras that do some special functions. Those ones have some more hardware than this. And then some of them are technically bigger. On the poster over there, we can see a 50 camera. There is a very big camera there. Sometimes it's as big as this. Those ones, they cannot run on this small power. Usually, when you look on the camera, when you look on the speaker behind it, they will give you the power consumption. So those big cameras, you can check from there, and then you apply the power accordingly. Any more questions?
We have cameras, we can scan somebody, the person having a mask or something.
If the person is having mask or something, yes. We have cameras that can do that. We have intelligence cameras. So those ones, the intelligence cameras that can do this. They can do a lot of functions. Some are even used at the mining site, so that when somebody is not wearing helmet, it will detect and then give an alarm. So we send a message to the boss that somebody is passing here, is not wearing helmet.
2 seconds.
Yes, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Any question? Okay. So now let's look at the next spotlight technology, which is the AccuSense.
Oh, how many types of cameras?
How many types of cameras do we have? Infinity. We have a lot of camera types. Some are not even on the market here in Ghana. There's some, even if you want it, you have to make specialized ones. We have a lot of types of cameras. But I will explain the basic types to you. So first, let's talk about motion detection. So motion detection, just like the name sounds, when somebody walks into the camera field of view, it detects motion. Right? Now motion detection 2.0 has been so much enhanced that even the rain that is falling is detected as motion. So any slight change in the field of view of the camera is recorded as motion. That's motion detection 2.0. Now let's watch this presentation and then somebody will tell me what is going on here. If you get it right, something for you. You want to say already?
He's detecting the cars, he's detecting the motion of the cars, and the moving of the cars.
Moving of the cars.
And especially the black, the colors of the cars.
Yes. No, not you. Not you. Okay.
Detecting the speed of the car.
The speed of the car.
Okay. So when it's more speed, it's red light.
This is not speed.
It's a wrong driving.
Wrong driving. Speed and number.
Kindly replay the video.
This
is a picture here. Are we comparing the two things?
Let's tell what is going on here. Yes,
Detecting movement.
You can see the car is moving.
when the bird crosses.
Okay.
Detecting movement, all right, but it's doing something. Okay. One last one then.
One last one.
Okay, but
So this is the movement of the car.
the quality. Not quite.
There is
It's
a
okay.
zoom.
So you all have it.
There is a ring.
It's okay.
You all have it. Okay, so let me just play the video again.
Okay.
So what it's doing is that it's protecting your perimeter. So over here you see there's a line crossing zone. There's a line crossing zone. So you can draw this on your boundaries, on your walls. So that whoever walks and then crosses into your perimeter, you get an alarm notification. That's what is going on here. So they do this on this side of the road. And then they configure this side that whoever crosses it has triggered the alarm. That means when you are coming from here, you are not supposed to be here. This place is my compound. So the moment you cross the line, it will send me a notification on my phone with a short video of you crossing the line. So that is the line crossing function. And then the intrusion. So if you have a premises, you install a camera, and then you have a particular region that you don't want people to go there without your knowledge, you can configure this intrusion on that. So that whoever walks into that region, you get a notification on your phone or on your monitor. Is it clear? So can I move on? Okay. So you don't want the check. That's what you want. No worry, there are plenty questions. Now two-way audio. We have two-way audio. If they say something is two-way, what are they? Two-way.
Coming from both sides.
Coming from both sides. This one, there's no sense. So So coming from both sides.
Answer 3 questions.
You answered 3 questions. Don't worry. So that means it's coming from both sides, right? So there are some cameras like this. Ones that have speakers, built-in speakers. Just a moment. So cameras that can do two-way audio. So we have some cameras like this. You see there's a microphone inbuilt in the camera. So going on in this camera industry, whenever you see a dot, something like this on the camera, that means that camera has a microphone. So when it is installed here, whatever we are saying here, the person that is monitoring at the other end is listening to our conversations. You can hear everything clearly. And then it is so sharp that it can pick up sound from 10 meters away from the camera. 10 meters? Yes, 10 meters away from the camera. Now there are some cameras that have both the microphone and then the speaker. These ones can be used to do two-way audio. So you can walk into this room and then if the camera has speaker, the person can be using his phone app and then talk to you from the phone app and then through the camera. So in two-way audio, you can see, you can hear, and then you can talk to the person. So we'll move on. So now the next technology we talk about is the acquisition technology. This one. So, like I said, motion detection 2.0. Motion detection now is enhanced, and then it's very, very advanced. So if your rainfall is now same as motion detection, then it's going to trigger a lot of alarms for you. And then a lot of unnecessary alarms. So to solve that problem, the access technology comes in. Now this technology detects motion all right, and then classifies them into humans, vehicles, and then others. So you can see a classification over here. So humans, vehicles, these are the two things that can only trigger the alarm. Because the rainfall triggering the alarm is not needed. And then your cats, and then the leaf falling, your dogs, they will also not trigger your alarm. Now the classification is done based on, how would I say it? Page is what? Is it a weight or something? So based on the weight of the item. So targets that fall below 30 kilograms are classified as forest. That is what is going on. Okay. So your dog on your compound will not trigger your alarm. Unless the dog can come and steal something or do something bad. How can that technology work? Yes. So that's what I was saying. It uses deep learning, deep learning algorithms. So like I said, we invest a lot in our R&D process. So these are all programmers' works. So you have to thank them for that. Okay, audio 2.0. Question.
So what about temperature?
Temperature.
Detect the temperature to see whether the person is a human or something like that.
Okay. So for temperature, there's something we call thermal cameras. There's a camera we call thermal cameras. Now these guys don't see video, normal video that we see. So their view is kind of like, have you seen it? You see, if you are watching the movies, the soldiers in the bush, they use some thermal, these ones to see very fast. That is secret, like to see the person red. Those are the thermal cameras used to detect temperature. And then you can see the person and then give you their temperature accurate some percentage. Usually around 80 to 90%. Thermal camera.
Thermal camera is very expensive. That one is thermometer.
What's your camera?
Thermometer.
They are more specialized. Okay. Those are the ones I think. So these thermal cameras, mostly they are used to protect perimeters. Like a large area where you don't want people walking into the premises. When you install it there, and you see somebody even verify it, give you the heat signature, then it can trigger your alarms. You also use it in situations where maybe it is very difficult to see. Let's say an area that a lot of smoke is coming. If it's not a normal camera, the smoke will be blinding the camera. You can install a thermal camera. So anybody moving even in the smoke, their temperature will be captured. So you know that somebody is moving there. Just that you don't see the person's face.
Do you have some that can show what is your mind?
That one is speech language.
Yeah, you know, in medical field, you know, there's a term called ECG, the medical field. That's the electrocardiogram machine, which they used to, you know, view the when the lady is pregnant. You know, they can view through. Yes. So does it have any, you know, correlation to these cameras or anything like that?
Okay. You see when they are using the machine to scan the lady's tummy, you see the video. You see it's usually black and white with some nice images. Yes. So it's using the same technology, something like that. But that one is very advanced because it's very close to the best. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's just a general question now.
Have the antenna. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. This camera right there is a Wi-Fi camera. So since it's a wireless camera, it needs antennas to communicate with the receiver. That's why. So a camera like this, it doesn't have antenna, but this one can also go through the. See, there's a speaker here and there's a microphone there. So sorry if I misled you. Let me put it down. Okay, so two-way audio. So with the two-way audio, cameras, that's a two-way audio 2.0. So this is just an advancement to the cameras picking up audio. Right? Now cameras have only one microphone. So in a room that, let's say the sound is not escaping the room, the sound bounces back and then goes back to the camera. So there's usually echo. And then there's some noise in the video. He knows it. So to eliminate that noise, the audio 2.0 function has come. And then it uses bar array mic, built-in bar array mic. So there are two microphones on the camera, one for picking up the sound and the other one for echo cancellation. So the other one just detects the noise and then just removes it to give you clearer sound. So let's move on. Now dome revolution. Dome revolution. Are we saying this? The PTR? Are we saying this?
Yeah.
Okay. So P, C, R. Who knows it? P means span. Tilt.
Means there's a help.
Why are you speaking that?
Rotate.
I want to rotate.
One person. So you are the one said all. Yes. Then I'll show you a check. So that's two checks.
One.
The pan, the minute, the other one can get the see the.
Okay. The other one you can. So this is pan. So this is pan. This is tilt. Right? Rotate is the lens. You rotate the lens itself, and then the zoom. You just zoom again. So going on in CCTV systems, right? We have digital zoom and then optical zoom. Who knows the difference? Fast, so that we go on.
Digital zoom. Optical zoom.
That.
Optical zoom. Zooming the lens.
You are zooming the lens.
Yeah. To get close to it.
Let me try.
The digital zoom means when you see the object yourself, you zoom. Let's say you zoom yourself. Optical zoom is the camera will detect the object itself or the image itself and automatically zoom by itself. Without being rated.
Okay. Not quite. You want to try?
Okay. I think the digital zoom is using the software
Using the software.
to zoom it. And the optical one is maybe opening the camera and
Opening the camera.
adjusting the zoom.
No. Last one. Nobody. You want to try? The mouse to zoom. Okay. The joystick. It's not. What is it? Okay, that's it.
I think the digital zoom is the one that you zoom yourself, but the optical, when the image is far, right, see it at big. That's
I think my brother at the back said the same. Okay, so digital, let me just explain. So this one, this is also something very vital for you to know. So that you don't mislead people when you are telling them some stuff. So with digital zoom, a camera like this, right? The lens is fixed. So you see the camera's lens is fixed, this camera. So the more you zoom, you see that the image will become blurred. The more you zoom, it becomes blurred. Right? And then we have cameras with variable lens. Then those cameras, the more you zoom, either you can adjust the focus yourself or the camera will automatically adjust its focus. And then it will still gain clarity. Is it clear? So the photographers, you see that when they are taking picture, when you move far, they adjust the focus to make the image clear.
Have you written anyone? Madam.
So cameras with the cameras that we call very focal. Very focal.
Focal.
This camera is means that you can just adjust the focus. The focus is not fixed. It's not fixed. It can vary. This one like this, it cannot vary. The focus is fixed. Everything has been made from the factory. So where it can see up to, that's the only thing it can see. If you zoom it, it will become blurred. Now the cameras that are very focal, the more you zoom, the camera itself will adjust the focus. And then the image will still become clear. So that is, I don't know, have we seen the 50Z camera before? 50Z. This one. This big one. This big camera is called a 50Z. Now those cameras are installed just usually for monitoring large areas and then for variable moving. You see the down part of the camera. It can move, you can control it so that you turn it around, even zoom. And then some can zoom very, very far. Some have up to 48 times zoom, some have up to 36 times zoom. You can be here and then even zoom somewhere like American House and then you see everything clearly. Hey. So now this camera over here, you can do fan tilt, rotate and zoom. So when you mount this camera somewhere here, you don't need your friend to be here and then you go to the screen and you tell him that, oh, adjust it, take it left, take it right, bring it up and down. You can do all this yourself from your phone app or from the device's login screen. Let's move on. Any question?
So the camera, is it analog or is both analog and IP?
Okay.
Or it's only IP?
So cameras with this particular function are only IP. You will not get it in analog. But PTZ, you have analog. So is it traditionally? So you see, traditionally you have to call your friend and then your friend will be adjusting the camera. Now you can do all from your iPad Pro application. Now you can do all from your iPad Pro application, the application that we ask you to install. Or also you can do it from the web interface of the recorder, from the camera, or from the MBS graphical user interface. Somebody was going to say, so assuming the camera is getting at the main gate, is it possible that assuming the cable distance, it will affect the camera or the cable distance? Okay, tell me the distance you are talking about in meters. Let's say about 400 meters. 400 meters. Okay. So when you are running cables for IP cameras, right? IP cameras, it shouldn't go beyond 100 meters. If it goes beyond 100 meters, what will happen is that the camera will not work. Maybe the power will reach the camera, but the camera cannot communicate back. So all these communication standards, they have limits. So they don't have any device that can be in between. So in between you can put a switch. In between you can put a switch. So we'll be looking at some of these scenarios. Okay, we can talk about this now. Okay, what? Camera 2. Which of them is better? And the example? digital is better. But digital, the thing is that the cost. Digital is more expensive than optical. So if you are having optical is better. Because optical, the more you zoom, you get a clarity back. But digital, when you zoom, it depends on the scenario that you are installing the camera. If you are installing it in this room, there is no need for optical because the room is not even more than 30 meters. So the camera will see everything and say it's clear. But if you are installing in an open area, where maybe things are happening and then you have somebody monitoring it always and then the person would like to see more content, that one you can use the optical cameras, the ones with focal lenses. So, concerning your question,
I used to ask you right now, give me an example of an optical camera.
optical camera, I think it's something. But I will just give you the model name. If I give you the model name, you can just find it. So when we say this one is optical. All these ones are not. This one is optical. The PTLC, this one is also optical. This one is an optical camera. So your question about the switch and then the camera.
Is this an optical?
No. Optical cameras usually they are bigger than this because the lens has it has more height. The switch. So you have your switch here and then your camera. Right? Camera. So from the switch to the camera, it should not be more than 100 meters. When it is more than 100 meters, you get issues. And then that's just the issue of distance. The issue of cable quality also comes in. If you are using IP cameras and then you use good cables, full copper cables, that one you can get 100 meters, even sometimes 110, 120 meters into it. But if you use the substandard cables, even sometimes beyond 70 meters, you have issues. Is it correct? So should I move on?
Okay.
So if you are running the cables beyond 100 meters or like the 400 meters that you are saying, then that means you need to have switches in between. Or you can have one switch then at a gate, right? And then have another switch at your monitoring center.
Explain the switch. Which type of switch?
No,
I know, but explain the what.
who has this switch before? So that I should have
Is it a man switch?
Bagan switch.
This one. This one is called a network switch. Network switch. This is a network switch. This is the one I'm talking about. That's a switch.
How many ways?
Sir, please, I want to ask. Please, I want to ask. Instead of placing switches in between, and then we know that the distance when the power is going to drop, so it will not reach the camera for you to get the video. Can we get the power? Can we get the power switch to power the camera once we send the video signal to the station?
Okay. No, this switch, for example, that you are seeing is a theory switch. So it carries both power and then data. So if you power the camera then, and then the camera has to transmit data 400 meters away, it depends on the switch and then the switch that is received. So the thing about these switches is that data is transmission is too weak. It has to transmit at the same time receive. So it can happen that the switch at the other end can transmit 400 meters. But the one here cannot transmit 400 meters. So in that case, communication is not successful. So it will not work.
Why? You need to know the ranges.
The range is yes. So you need to just check the data sheet of the switch to tell you how far the switch can transmit. But if you are transmitting video over long distances, usually beyond 200 meters, what you need to do that is the fiber cable. You have two options, either fiber or radio. I don't know whether you know what radio is.
Yeah, I've heard of it before.
Not our radio network. That's where your mind is going. You see sometimes on top of some buildings, you will see some dishes. They are like DSTV dishes, but very small, right? So those are radios. They mount one here and then they mount one somewhere at their base station, the receiving center. So they mount another one there. So these ones are able to transmit data over the net.
What distance?
So there are some that can go 1 kilometer. There are those that can go 5 kilometers. There are those that can go 15 kilometers.
Is it the one that banks also use?
Yes, the banks also to reach their branches when they are not so far from each other. So the banks, in the bank scenario like this, they can have their system or server sitting at the head office. And then they'll use these radios to distribute it to the branches. And then it works well. So if you are transmitting over distances that the cable is going more than 200 meters, you can look at this solution, either fiber cable or use the radius. Okay, so this one, you need to go and research yourself. Today we cannot touch on everything. So you can see the PCRC camera. You get an option like this for controlling the camera. Now let's look at the next thing. The next thing is 3K. 3K. So with 3K, you can see the camera, the initial cameras we had were 550. Now with the 550 cameras, when you install them on a monitor like this one, the aspect ratio is 6:9. Usually the length is longer than the height. So if you install on monitors like this, the cameras will stretch to fit the page. Now with the 3K 550 cameras, with the 3K cameras, it will not stretch. It's just fitting very well, and then there will be no image distortion. So this is just a small illustration of the colorful image and then the black and white image. So over here we can see a comparison between the 1080p. 1080p simply is just the 2MP camera. 2MP, 6MP, and then 8MP. So this is a comparison between 2MP, 6MP, and 8MP in an open area. So you can see with the 2MP, you can see the number plate, but you cannot see what is going on there. 6MP is better, but with 8MP is very, very clear. So depending on the area and then the area that you are going to install the cameras, you choose the resolutions accordingly. Now we'll move on. Now this is one of the spotlights, one of the main spotlight technologies that we have currently now, which is the table gauge control. Now these are in analog systems, and then it gives you the chance to do two-way audio. So that with your mobile app, you can hear the person at the camera and then you can talk to the person. It also gives you the option to do your lifeguard functionality. If I say lifeguard, you see the perimeter and then the issue that I told earlier. That when somebody crosses the line and enters the region. Yes. So that one, you can have a camera at that point doing that function. When the person crosses the line, the camera not only sends you the notification, but it gives a siren. The camera has a speaker and then the siren will go off. And the person including your perimeter will hear it. At the same time, it will be flashing some red and blue lights, the police lights. So once the person is sneaking in to do something bad and then all of a sudden the camera starts flashing lights and then it's giving siren, he knows that he's being watched. So I don't think the person will master the courage to continue doing what he's doing.
Sir, this question, the camera, can it be programmed in such a way that, like a daytime like this, that we know that people will come around? We know that when it comes around, it doesn't give you an alarm, but maybe in the evening from 10 or 11, anyone that comes here should give an alarm. Can it be programmed like that?
Yes. I don't know whether my spelling is correct. So it has a schedule that you have to specify, right? So on your schedule, you specify the times that a particular feature is supposed to get. Okay. So these are some of the ways to realize the two-way audio. So you can use your mobile app, your High Connect or your High Partner, and then you will initiate the two-way audio with the camera, or you can use the DVR's graphical user interface. So let's go on. This is just a comparison between the high definition and then the low camera. So like I said, the blue and then the red light, the lifeguard functionalities. So it's flashing like this. During the practical, we will look at it. Then we have DVR, and then we have smart sense and then accuracy. Okay. So with this one, imagine when your client calls you that there was a theft case in my house. Now, with the theft case, you go and then you ask him, what time did it happen? What happened? Then he'll tell you it happened today. Today, the camera was there. Today, I didn't see it. When was the last time you saw it? Then he'll tell you that I saw it 5 days ago. That means you have 5 days video to search. And then she doesn't know when the thing comes. So now we have smart search and then active search. To make video searching very simple for us. The first one is, let's talk about the continuous playback and then the event playback. So with the continuous playback, you see on the timeline everything is good. So when something happens and then the person comes and tell you that, or you want to play back. Let's say you come to the device and then you want to play what happened yesterday. This is where you go. It's the playback function that you use. So when you use the playback function, we have the continuous one and then the event playback. If you enable the event playback, on the timeline you see where there was event. So over here you can see that there are some places marked red. At that point, that means there was human activity. So you just check from there. Now we'll move on. So the next one is the smart search. Now this one makes video searching very simple for you. So when the item you are looking for, you just draw a box around it and then you hit the smart search. And then on the timeline, it will give you all the points that somebody or a human walked into that region. And then you just search from there and then make it very simple. And then from there you can hit the active search. Now the active search will now trace a particular human being through all the other cameras to bring you a short video of all of them through the other cameras. And then you can just trace your item easily. So this is a demo video of it. Let's watch it. The demo. So these are some of the recorders that can be that much. So moving on in the industry, you get to know them. And then the IP solutions as well. So whatever you saw is in analog enabled IP. So now let's talk briefly about analog cameras and then we'll talk briefly about IP cameras. So we'll look at the differences. So first of all, let's talk about the differences between the IP system and the analog system. So my bosses here who have been in the industry for some time, or who are not new, can you help us with the differences? Okay. IP is internet.
So the IP cameras, each camera has
Internet.
through
the API.
some of them are standalone, one of the digital or the DVR or the analog cameras, only the DVR has access to the internet to all the cameras.
Okay. That's very fair. Are you okay?
Sure.
No. Okay. So who else? No, I should put it in the back.
Yes.
Where's my switch? It's here. Okay. Let's switch. Okay, so now let's talk about the differences between the IP and analog. So you see the analog. If they say something is analog, that means it's continuous flow, right? So from the camera to the recorder. So now this is a DVR. Now this one is for maintaining analog systems. So you see the connectors over here. These are video connectors from the camera to the recorder. So just continuous flow, direct from the camera is going direct to video. Once the camera gets power, it it just keeps on flowing video out from the clone here. Now this guy will receive it and then process the video for you so that you can see it on your screen and then on your mobile phone. That is it for the analog system. Now, this one particularly is 4 channels. So with the analog cameras, you see the connectors. You have the video connectors and then the power connector. So this one, for example, that is 4 channel, can support up to 4 analog cameras. Up to 4 analog cameras. So depending on the number of cameras you are trying to install, then you get the right recorder. And then inside the recorder, you have the option to install the hard drive. So you have the option to install the hard drive inside the recorder. Now the hard drive will now store the footage that all these cameras will be recording. So when you store the footage and then you have your playback, then the playback will now be taken from the hard drive. So if you don't have a hard drive inside the system, there is no way you can do playback because there is no footage stored. Now the issue of hard drive is that when you are going to buy hard drive for this kind of system, you don't buy any kind of hard drive. Most of us who are already in the system, you know that. So you buy a special kind of hard drive that is called a surveillance hard drive. Surveillance hard drive. So you buy the surveillance hard drive. Now the difference between the surveillance hard drive and the other hard drives is the other hard drives are made to function for some time and then be turned off. So your normal PC hard drive, right? Because your PC, it doesn't work 24 hours a day. When you are going to sleep, you turn it off. So those are the kind of hard drives you use in those PCs. Now for CCTV systems, they are on 247. And then all the days of the year. So you need a hard drive that can match that particular period of time. So in that case, you use the surveillance hard drive. They are made to function 247. If you use the other ones, what will happen is that it will work for some time. After some small time, we'll call you that it has crashed. Okay. So now that's it for the analog system. So the IP system. Okay. Yes. It has hard drive. I'm not sure. Okay, there are some. Maybe if you go and buy the key. Unless you buy the key. What only if you are inside the box, right? So that's the key. So that's the key. So with the kit, you get some cameras and then the DVR and some other accessories. But if you should it's only the DVR. I'm not sure that we have that.
If you forgive around.
So now, about the IP. So we can see this connection point, right? So I was saying a switch, and then you go back. How does it? So
Saving the IP, use it without it.
So a network switch. So we can explain what a network switch is. What? Yes, this is a PoE switch. So somebody should explain a network switch and then the PoE so that the person can start 8 shares more. Okay.
If it happens that way, most of us have to know.
Don't worry, I owe you a share. Don't worry. Okay, boss, now. I just come, please. You want to explain the switch? What the switch is and then the PoE. Oh, okay. We are pausing for now. Okay. Come on.
The switch only provides data, and the PoE provides data and power.
Okay, that's right. So now explain what the main purpose of the switch, so that my colleagues will understand. I owe you a share by the way. So how many like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me write it.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. I know. So you put down number you said you want to post it by 4. Answer that question.
Let me try.
You want to add to what he said. You didn't hear what he said. Okay, boss, he said he didn't hear you.